My Hero Academia. This is My Hero Academia, chapter 312, Hired Gun. We cut to a...
RGC.
Oh, Jesus, Brian. God damn it. We talked about this, but this...
Certified
Brian's RGC.
RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
Shock horror. I can't believe it. We start off with a flashback as Hawks is talking to Midoriya, and he's basically explaining, is like, I think you'll be okay. It was before they headed out on this whole training Midoriya on the job type thing, where they're like, I think you'll be okay. You got one for all. You seem to be learning it pretty well. But my one concern is that, like, All for One and Shigaraki aren't at a stage where they can steal one for all yet, and the doctor's out of the picture, so they don't have the tech to preserve fresh quirk factors. So because they apparently raided his facility, and all that. So the best option for the villains is to take them alive, which is a tall order for most, except for one woman, and. It turns out it's coincidentally the very woman that's after Midoriya right now. And it turns out she used to be a senior colleague of Hawks's. So that's
an ex-hero.
Yeah, she was an ex-hero, and not just that, like kind of like above Hawks in that way. I guess when he was a kid, she was like his superior.
Yeah. And
Hawks warns Midoriya that if he meets this woman, to drop everything and run.
And split. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Midoriya, we cut back to the present. Midoriya sees the bullet that took out his phone, and he's like, oh yeah, it's her. Ammunition made out of pink and dark blue fibers. A former hero employed by the Safety Commission, Lady Nagant. Right? I think that's how you say it.
I guess Nagant.
Nagant? Whatever.
Yeah.
Lady Nagant. And she fires off another shot. Midoriya starts to run. And as he's running, he retrieves his phone and he's like, all right, now I should retreat. And he senses like some danger incoming, and a bullet just comes in, and Midoriya just is like, fuck! Ah! So yeah, we then cut into a little bit of a flashback from, I imagine, Midoriya's perspective, watching this like news special about the top heroes to watch. And we see Snipe, who's a kind of a tertiary hero we've seen in the background a lot at UA, talking about Lady Nagant, and basically explaining the difference between them. Snipe's ability quirk is homing. He basically can, if he throws anything, he can target anything within 600 meters, and it will hit as long as it's within that 600 meter range. He can't pick what part of the target he hits, but he will hit the target in one way or another. But yeah, Nagant's quirk is different. She's got the quirk rifle. She can pull off everything that Snipe can do, plus from 3 kilometers away. And on top of that, her bullets come from her hair that she twists, and it becomes any kind of type of bullet that she wants, whether it's curving rounds or hollow points. And yeah, she could basically like fuck up anybody from a long distance, essentially. And right on, she like hits Midoriya at some point, and Midoriya tries to get his bearings, and he realizes, oh, I fucking know where she is, so I'll take the fight to her. And Midoriya starts launching after her. Lady Nagant changes her arm back to normal, and we do get a confirmation, that the guy with her is in fact is Overhaul. I mean, obviously, it's not like I knew it. It just is what it is. But yeah, so she pulls him along and she's like, damn, I wish I shouldn't have. I don't think I should have brought you with me. Maybe I should have ditched you after all. And we cut back to.
This honestly confirmed for me that All for One was literally in his own body walking around and has all these machines and shit connected to him. I thought it was like a metaphor for Shigaraki, but it was literally two different people. Like, All for One is out.
Yeah, he's out. He definitely left.
Yeah, I really didn't understand that before. I thought he was like so hurt and that he couldn't even move around and shit, but that's not the case. He's okay.
Yeah, no, I think he was definitely like controlling Shigaraki's body, but he could also move around, I guess. But anyway, all for One approaches Lady Nagant and he's like, I have a specific request for you, unlike those others. And he basically predicts that Midoriya is going to go work alone, and he tasks her with capturing him. So Lady Nagant is like, why should I do that?
It's not really a prediction, right? He says it's under my, like, it's like something, it's like he got informed about it.
How would he? This was before he even got out. So
like, let me read it again. But it's like the way that he says it. It's like he's saying, somebody let me know that Deku. Yeah, you see, in the days to come, I expect that a certain UA student will leave the school. So I think it's like somebody fed that information into him, and he's kind of preparing for, like.
No, I don't think anybody fed him that information. I think he says in the days to come.
Remember, there's still a traitor in UA.
No, I don't think he. I think it says that he expected. He thinks that Midoriya is going to start working on his own. He didn't say that somebody told him, and he wouldn't have been able to know that because this was like at the jail. This is at Tartarus that he's saying this to her. So like, there's no way he could, like, anybody could have fed him that information. Because Midoriya probably didn't even know he was going to do that. I don't know. I mean, I think it's like a guess that he got kind of dead on. He would expect Midoriya to go off and train and handle shit. But in any case, I guess we'll find out how he knew. But
what if? Here's the theory. What if Deku's the traitor?
What?
And we didn't know this entire time because he could what if One for All can access? What if All for One can access One for All in spurts and gain information from Deku?
I mean, who knows? I don't think, because this Deku was kind of like knocked out at this time. So
yeah, exactly, and that's how. And look, that's the other thing. You see how where they're inside, like in the One for All world, that it's inside the prison that the original user was in. If you look at the room, the door that the second and third user were facing, like the wall with the door in the middle, that's the same door as the one that he was locked in, like for his cage.
I don't know about that.
Or his cell.
I think that door was the door
for
that.
Who? For Chikashi?
No, I think that's the door.
The original user.
No, I think that was the door that the original user was like trapped in.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And that's why I feel like this comes full circle, is that he's in there to keep All for One out. More than like before it was to keep him in, but now it's to keep One for All out. You know?
I don't know. I'm kind of confused about that.
What I'm saying is, like, originally that like there's a reason why that's the metaphor that he's choosing, the visual metaphor that he's choosing for One for All, right? Like, there's no, like, he's not doing it just because to have him inside the same cage that his brother locked him in the One for All world.
Well, he considers
so my theory is that the door is closed to keep All for One from getting in there and accessing the ability.
Yeah, maybe. I think like the significance of the door is that like that cage was where One for All was born. So that's like where he sees the birthplace of One for All, and that's why they're all there. Exactly.
And once that door opens, there's a chance that All For One can get in there. And that's what I think they're building that visual like moment for. I feel like there's gonna be a moment where once he finally gets all One For All, that door is gonna fucking open and he's gonna be standing there.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think that's like looking way down the road from.
But that's my theory now. I believe that Deku is the traitor. That's my
I don't
theory.
think Deku's the traitor. I think
The
that
unintentional traitor.
I don't know. I don't think it's a far stretch for him to guess that Midoriya is just going to be out there doing stuff.
Yeah, but I feel like it makes sense for him to know that because he saw Deku talking to his homies in the fucking One For All world.
Yeah,
And that's why he's like, yeah, okay, so I listened in, and yeah, he's gonna be doing this shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. It could be. I don't think that it'll be weird if like I'm not sure I would like that twist. That it was like, oh, it's because I was listening in to Midoriya the whole time.
I mean, if you really look though, there are similarities between the One For All world and the All For One world. Like even when Shigaraki was in his like All For One world, it was similar. It was very similar to this one because it was using a place of a memory as an anchor point for his stage. You know what I mean?
No, I get it.
So they have their own astral worlds essentially. So I really do think that these worlds are linked, and that's why the door is closed, metaphorically saying that he's keeping things out. So I really do think that this is where Horikoshi is going with this when it comes to Deku and being the traitor, the unintentional traitor.
It could be. I feel like
it's definitely interesting. Yeah, I feel like it's a possibility. I wouldn't take that off the table. I think it's still the hamster, or washing machine. No, not the washing machine guy.
13?
Vacuum guy.
13?
Yes, 13. Why is that his name?
I don't know.
13, bad luck, bad, evil.
I think Josh is the one who cracked the fucking case here. 13 bad.
Telling you, or the hamster.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like we got away from everything. I
mean, it's gonna happen really soon anyway. This is My Hero Academia, so if anything, we're prepping for the next, for maybe a chapter that's gonna be coming in another 4 weeks.
I don't know.
Towards the end of the series.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out one way or the other. Outside of all that, after he says that.
Oh God, I thought we finished already.
I mean, like, we got really sidetracked. She basically is like, "Why should I?" And he's basically like, "Well, you killed a hero. You seek the downfall of the hero society. This kid is the one thing that's like keeping the society up. So as long as it goes around, as long as this fucking dream goes around, you'll never get your thing. You never get your goal accomplished." And Overhaul is down bad. He's just out here like, "Our boss. I have to get to our boss." And One For All's like, "Oh, the young Shie Hasakai leader, a friend of yours?" And she's like, "Nah, I just kind of saved him, and I'm carrying around because I figured he'd come in handy somehow." But and she's basically like sees him as another victim kept down by the wicked hero society. And to seal the contract between them, All For One gives Lady Nagant a gift, a second quirk, the quirk known as Airwalk, and that's where the chapter is.
Fun fact: he actually used this one in his fight versus the heroes before his fight with All Might.
Yeah, yeah, he was flying. I remember that. That's kind of cool. I like the idea that like All For One is also just handing down quirks to his henchmen. So like some people probably have like more than one. So
yeah,
which is
he has a lot of them.
Which kind of takes away like Midoriya's like probably only advantage is that he has multiple quirks. So do his enemies. I thought this was a cool chapter. I'm interested to see what Lady Nagant's deal is. And I know that she's probably going to get like convinced like Midoriya is going to change her mind in some way, but I'm very interested. Maybe Midoriya gets taken by her and it becomes a Midoriya retrieval arc.
That would be dope. That would actually be dope. Yeah. I'm so down for that. I'm so down for that.
What, talk about slowing the pace down.
That would be dope. And also, what I really like about this chapter.
Make a
What I
wish.
really like about
111.
What I really like about this chapter is like how Deku kind of operated in this fight. Wait, is Chris still here?
I'm here.
Like Spider-Man?
Oh yeah. So he was kind of like, it's kind of like, this was a classic Deku chapter, you know? Like he kind of came across the situation and he's like, all right, I should probably just do what I'm told and dip. And then you know, he kind of like, when things start turning around, he just starts using his brain. He's like, all right, what do I know? What's all the information I could gather on this person? All right, bam. All right, I know this. Now I got to figure out a plan and all that shit. And he's moving and he's doing all this shit, and it's fucking dope. I just love when Deku has these Shikamaru like moments where he kind of constructs a plan and tries to execute it.
Yeah, I would say that like Midoriya is very like an he's different from Shikamaru, not in a bad way at all. It's just like he's very quick on his feet where Shikamaru needs a minute, I think. But yeah, I agree. I think Midoriya, I'm glad like the more quirks he has, it hasn't made him over reliant on the other quirks, and I'm sure that like one way or another, this battle is going to show the first two successors' quirks. And
he has Float, Black Whip, Smokescreen, Elite, and
Danger Sense.
And Danger Sense.
Strength.
So what quirks was he not relying on again? Smokescreen?
No.
He hasn't used his strength yet.
Because he was using Black Whip extensively.
Yeah.
He's relying on it
extensively.
He's relying on it, but it's not a big deal. It's not a big problem that he's using these quirks the way he uses them, because usually people are like, "Oh, he's gonna be too strong and all that shit." But Deku isn't strong because of these quirks, right? This chapter highlighted what his strength is. The past two chapters and the two people he fought, this Lady Nagant and Muscular, they highlight that Deku's strength is his analytical side. It's how he breaks things down, you know? It's how he applies these quirks properly to the appropriate situation. That's what makes Deku great, like as a hero, because he's always been analytical, right? And these quirks individually are ass. Let's be honest. Aside from the strength one, but every other quirk is ass individually.
Black Whip's pretty cool. It's still Black Whip's one of his more fire powers.
Smokescreen's kind of trash, but the other three are super like useful for, as far as, you know, just kind of being able to. They're handy. That's all I could say.
Yeah,
they're all like
we said this. So yeah, exactly. They're all supportive stuff. So, like Chris said, I guess, you know, whatever the other two quirks are probably will be really flashy. I would hope so. I want to see something cool.
Yeah, no, I imagine they'll be flashy. Two flashy quirks and the other supports. I'm into it. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about My Hero Academia. I had a good time reading it. I'm excited.